This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Alright, I get it. What else can I say about RRR? Fellow YouTuber Patrick Williams already did an excellent video saying everything I want to say about this movie. And he has an Indian friend to help him. I don't even have friends, period. In case you don't know, RRR is the biggest Indian movie in history. Set in the 1920s, when India was still under British Raj, this war epic tells the fictionalized story of two Indian revolutionary heroes. Despite one working as a police for the crown, and the other a tribal warrior fighting against the British, these two find themselves forming an unlikely friendship. Their conflicting loyalty is the central drama of the film. With spectacles and high emotions all expertly presented, this is a very well done movie. But with just that description, it's also really difficult to parse the reasons as to why this movie is this big of a deal. To me, that's what's lacking from most reviews. Rarely is any critics managed to convey the importance of the film without sounding silly, like calling it a religious experience. So that's what we are doing today. Let's talk about the cultural context surrounding the film, what makes this movie so important, what expectations you should have for the film, as well as offering my personal thoughts on the movie. It's finally time to answer your request. This is my review of RRR. Imagine you are in the late 80s, early 90s. And one day, Spielberg, Stallone, and Schwarzenegger, all at the height of their career, suddenly announced that they are making a movie together, with the working title of Triple S. That's what RRR is, a backronym. It stands for Rajamouli, Ram Charan, and Rama Rao Jr., the film's director and its two leads. Ram Charan and Rama Rao Jr. are two of the most famous actors in the Telugu language cinema. But to anyone unfamiliar with the Indian film industry, it's difficult to explain why they are such big deals. So let's put it this way. Indian cinema, like Golden Age Hollywood, operates on the star system. It's the same system that created Humphrey Bogart and Marilyn Monroe. You see a Monroe movie, you call it a Monroe movie. The star are the franchise. These stars' on-screen persona are inseparable from their off-screen self. If the movie makes them look sexy, it's because they are sexy. If the character is a badass, the actor is perceived as a badass. You are not here to see Ethan Hunt's adventure, you want to see Tom Cruise hanging to dear life. That's the level of power Indian stars command. They are revered cultural icons. Every time the two actors are on screen, they are presented with such dignity and glamour, they look like gods among men. Sometimes literally. Not to mention, Indian actors have to look good, act well, they fight, they dance, and they sing. Although most stars don't actually sing but are dubbed over, the prestige is still there. Then there's the Spielberg of the group, director S.S. Rajamouli. In the past decade, Rajamouli has proven himself to be one of the most sought-after directors in India. All 12 of his movies are box office successes. Of the top 5 highest grossing films in India, 3 of them were directed by him. One of them is RRR. He, like Spielberg and Nolan, is one of those directors whose names make the franchise. This is why the movie is titled after these 3. They are the movie. But there's one more reason why I compare Rajamouli to Spielberg. Up until recently, the various film industries and markets in India were somewhat isolated, separated by language and cultural barriers. Spielberg's Jaws is the first blockbuster to take over the entire country with a wide release. Similarly, Rajamouli is arguably the director who created the pan-Indian blockbusters. His film Bahubali was filmed and released in multiple languages across the entire country. Because of that, everyone in India, regardless of region, language, and culture, can enjoy the same movie at the same time. Rajamouli's movies became this cultural event that brings the nation together. And his newest film, RRR, just so happens to be a patriotic war movie in which two heroes from vastly different cultural backgrounds unite together to fight for India. Now you can see why people are so excited. You know what else can be seen by everyone, regardless of region, language, or culture? A website from Squarespace. Unlike social media, which often requires logins and almost always restricts your method of presentation, a website by Squarespace can be reached by anyone on the internet and looks like anything you want. Whether you need a website for your brand, your business, or an upcoming event, Squarespace got you covered. Simply pick a template from the catalog, or if you are feeling adventurous, start from scratch. The editing process can be as simple as you want or as in-depth as you need. Don't believe me? Start your free trial at squarespace.com/accentthecinema, and while you're at it, use the code accentthecinema to get 10% off your first purchase. You will have access to everything you need during the free trial, so try it before you commit. If you have anything you want to show, go to squarespace.com/accentthecinema and show it your way with Squarespace. Over the top with the undertone of silly is often how people describe Indian movies. Yeah, when your movie introduces one of your heroes by having him fight through a crowd of thousands, and your other hero by showing him fighting a tiger with his bare hands, it's not hard to see why there will be a culture shock. To understand why Indian films are the way it is, we have to travel back in time. Like many other forms of art in India, early Indian cinema is heavily shaped by traditional folktales. At the beginning, Indian films are often adaptations of myths and legends. India's first full-length motion picture, for example, tells the story of a king being tested by the gods, with Lord Shiva doing a textbook Deus Ex Machina at the end. Kings, gods, and larger-than-life heroes are all common themes in these early days. These folk stories were the cornerstone of Indian storytelling, grand operatic stuff not too dissimilar from ancient Greek theaters. Over the course of the next 100 years, the religious theme gradually faded, but the mode of storytelling remains. This is why RRR and many other Indian movies appear so over the top. Look at this image. Doesn't it remind you of Heracles fighting a lion? Or this scene, not so different from the Monkey King's Havoc in Heaven. American films often value immersion. Even in films with fantastical characters, these characters must behave like real, everyday people. But most Indian movies are enjoyed as stories and stories alone. Characters, especially heroes, often behave like gods in ancient myths. When these two heroes become friends, their friendship is, quote, more precious than my life. When these characters dance, it makes the earth shake, and the cinematography presents it as such. The level of energy in this dancing is truly stunning. It really does feel like a battle of two gods, especially when you consider the importance of dance in various Indian religions. Conversely, the ridiculous mustache-twirling British villain might as well be the literal devil. The administrator's wife is the most sadistic woman imaginable. Unsatisfied with the lack of blood in a public torture, she hands out a spiked whip to make the victim suffer more. The hero, while enduring unimaginable pain, sings a song that would move the world to his aid. This is human emotion amplified. They are stories that feel timeless. When dealing with mythology, you don't question Hercules' strength or Hou Yi's ability to shoot down the sun. You simply enjoy the poetry of it, and I think that's the best mindset to have. To enjoy RRR as the latest entry in the Indian cinematic pantheon. With all that aside, what do I think about the movie? It's solid, no surprise there. RRR has this consistency of quality throughout, making the film more than the sum of its parts. For example, the two heroes are represented by fire and water, and the movie is very committed to making this metaphor stick. The moment these two meet, they are trying to save a child from an exploding train above a river. It's literally a fire meets water moment. When the two clash, one fights with a torch, the other with a hose. Even small moments like this one. A portrait of one of the heroes is shown, and you see water splashes in the background. Then the portrait flies off and lands on the same puddle. It's the same kind of consistency that makes Parasite so impressive, which I also made a video on. Admittedly, I'm probably not as moved by this film as most Indian viewers. Seeing the first unofficial flag of India being used as a shield, or using Indian animals to fight against the British are all highly patriotic moments. I can understand the emotion it would incite, but it's difficult for me to actually feel it, you know? Another thing I really like, the healthy display of emotions from both heroes. Similar to Tekken's phone call scene or John Wick's Baba Yaga scene, RRR has the shepherd scene. After the British kidnapped a tribal kid, a messenger tells them that a shepherd would come and pry open the tiger's mouth to rescue his lost lamb. It paints our hero as an unstoppable badass. But when he meets the kidnapped girl, who's revealed to be his little sister, dude starts crying and is unsure what to do. This is so unlike the quote-unquote Sigma male fantasy, I find it rather refreshing. The two heroes laugh and cry together. Such a display of affection between men would have been called gay by many people in the West. But this is precisely why the friendship feels mythical. That it is a friendship more precious than life. I wish more people can feel this confident at expressing their feelings. Finally, and perhaps the thing that most people would notice, this film has a sense of scale. These sweeping wide shots are raw and epic, with tons of extras in the background and sceneries being destroyed. Even though it has a lot of CGI, it feels different from modern green screen Hollywood. Part of the reason is that the film stays wide a lot of the time. The camera is always steady, motions are smooth and calculated with excellent blocking. These are all techniques that classic Hollywood has used, but seemingly forgot. This may be why Western critics love RRR so much. It reminds them of what cinematic experience used to feel like. And I have to say, this is also my preferred type of cinema. Like myths and legends, like ancient Greek theaters, RRR is classy. Most reviews fail to convey that. It's that storytelling method as old as time. It's that human emotion amplified and put on display. It is filmed in ways of the cinematic epics, like Lawrence of Arabia and Ran by Kurosawa. It's a movie that makes the old feel new again, a film that utilizes cinema as an art form to its fullest. It's no wonder why everyone is talking about RRR. In many ways, this marks a new height for Indian cinema. Watching this film is like watching film history being written right in front of your eyes. It's so rare to see a movie and instantly know it will be a classic, like Jurassic Park or Lord of the Rings. If you have any passing interest, go watch RRR. It's not just an enjoyable movie, it's also an important one.